74, Quinn, 74. I love the court stuff. That stuff's so embarrassing. Yeah. Yep. Yep. This guy looks like a character from a deleted scene of Trailer Park Boys. Ireland is not the UK. I apologize. Yeah, it was the Republic of Ireland. I'm sorry. Actually, no. The second video the video I was talking about when we watched that wasn't the video that takes place in the Republic of Ireland, as far as I know. I don't think I knew where that country was. If I did say the UK in regard to the Republic of Ireland, though, I apologize.
Hello.
Hi.
Call with the state police. Can I have your license and registration, please?
I'm not driving. Black's Law Dictionary clearly defines driving as doing so for commerce. I'm traveling.
Yeah, he said the thing! He does sound drunk. He is probably drunk. Get your traveling emotes, friends. I think we have a classic one here. So for those unfamiliar, let me repeat this for the 50th millionth time. Sovereign citizens believe they don't need driver's licenses, that they don't need license plates, because they believe that driving is legally defined as being paid to go somewhere in a vehicle, to operate a vehicle while being paid to do so. They are under this delusion because of a misreading of Black's Law Dictionary. I think it was like 3rd edition or something like that, from the 1930s. Bear in mind, we are now in the 11th edition of Black's Law Dictionary. Is it the 5th? Maybe it was the 5th. Either way, we're on the 11th edition now, and the current definition in Black's Law Dictionary has nothing to say about that. But even so, they are misreading that old 1930s edition of Black's Law Dictionary. Black's Law Dictionary that they are referencing, and we've looked at it before on the channel, says driving is defined as being employed in the operation of a cart, carriage, or motor vehicle. Employed, they read the word employed and think, oh, this must mean that literally I have to be paid and being employed by a company to move something. Whereas employed in this context does not mean that. Right now I am employed in the process of doing a stream, right? It's probably a bad example because I am round and about being paid to do this via ads and your bits and your donations and stuff. Right now, I am employed in eating an oyster cracker. Yeah. Employed means to take part in. But these people don't know how to use any dictionary other than a Black's Law Dictionary, so they don't know what the word employed means in general terms. So they think that they can say, I'm not driving because I'm not being paid to do it. I'm traveling, therefore I don't need a driver's license or insurance or a license plate. They're wrong. The man in the video is traveling me crazy.
Driving requires a driver's license, and I'm not driving.
You have a traveler's license?
Do you have a traveler's license? That's good. That's good.
At this point, I ask that you state your jurisdiction and my standing.
He's got to be drunk. He's got to be drunk or something. He sounds... In fairness, I don't know. I don't know what this guy sounds like normally. Some people just speak very slowly. Sounds kind of drunk, though.
I said call the New York State Police. Can you turn your car off yet? So, if you're just traveling, you're not driving?
I am not driving, according to Black's Law Dictionary, which has been upheld by the federal law.
That's an outright. That's not even just inaccurate. That is a lie. Black's Law Dictionary is exactly what it sounds like. It's a legal dictionary. It's not law. It's not law in and of itself. In court, I don't think you can be like, according to Black's Law Dictionary, this is defined as such and such and such. Black's Law Dictionary is descriptive, not prescriptive. Just because it's in Black's Law Dictionary doesn't mean that definition is going to hold up in court. Black's Law Dictionary just does its best to describe definitions as they are understood in the courts closely to when that edition comes out, right? So like the 11th edition, I think, is the one we're currently on. The definitions in that are not legally binding, but they are as close as the dictionary makers think those definitions mean in a court of law. It's a reference book, if you're a lawyer or something.
In the court rulings thereafter.
Or a student. Probably more for students of law. I'm not sure, though. I know I had a lawyer on in stream once who said something along the lines of, like, yeah, I have a Black's Law Dictionary, but I don't think I've referenced it since law school, so I don't know if it's a thing that gets used often by practicing lawyers. Antipodian Squid. This is like starting an essay with Webster's Dictionary defines. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Why do you pay like a
I don't.
registration fee
I'm
to
borrowing this vehicle
so it's
to.
not yours?
This vehicle does not belong to me, but I'm in possession of it. I actually gave this vehicle to the person that registered it, and so in order to be registered for his use, then I had to, better just to give it to him. In the meanwhile, I'm borrowing
That
it
didn't make too much sense to me. What?
Excuse me?
That didn't make too much sense to me. What did you say?
I traded this vehicle for some labor. Then I gave the vehicle to a friend so that he could put it on the road for his uses. Meanwhile, I'm borrowing it back so that I could take some paint to a friend's house so that he could do some work.
All you would have to... He's overcomplicating this explanation. All you say is, oh, officer, this isn't my car. It's a friend registered... Or it's a friend. It's a car registered to my friend. I'm borrowing it with their permission to take some paint somewhere. That's the explanation. I don't need to know the car used to be yours. I don't need to know all the superfluous information.
Where's this paint?
I just delivered it.
Oh. Where do you live?
I'm a traveler
Where do you travel to?
all over the States.
Okay. The States? Are you from New York?
I'm from everywhere. I'm
Why
really
is it
not...
so difficult?
Because I don't care for the questioning.
Okay.
I already know...
So, I mean, when I stop cars, I don't necessarily have to give that person a ticket. If you have a license, you hand it over to me, I can say, have a good day, sir. I don't need to, dig into all this stuff, and we don't need to be recording.
Oh, for both mine and your safety and protection, we need to be recording it.
Okay, well, your safety, you're gonna burn your fingers with that cigarette. So
thanks for the warning.
You're welcome.
I've got to take
again,
us
I don't
back
have
to the
give you a
drivers.
ticket. You're gonna make this difficult.
No, there's no need for a ticket. This is out of your jurisdiction, if you don't mind.
So whose jurisdiction is this?
They're obsessed with jurisdiction. No. The cop that pulled you over, assuming that they're like a cop from the county or the city or wherever, and you are in that city, they have jurisdiction to stop you in a traffic stop. Cupcake Chaos. You're looking lovely today, by the way. Thanks for the content. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. I feel like I'm disheveled. I was feeling sick earlier, and then I took like a 2-hour nap, and I just woke up and decided to do this. So, thank you, though. They're the state police, then they have jurisdiction throughout the entire state.
Well, under the federal rulings to uphold the United States Constitution, there's no jurisdiction and no standing because I'm not driving.
You're gonna lose that argument every day.
I do not have a license.
But you're doing things wrong. You're doing things wrong. You're driving wrong. You're traveling wrong. Whatever you want to call it.
What was I doing wrong?
You didn't stop completely at the stop sign.
What stop sign?
When you made this turn, you were in the opposite
I did
lane
stop
for
at
a
the
good
stop
40
sign.
feet.
When I made this turn, I was waiting.
I'm surprised the cop isn't administering like a breathalyzer or something. The guy definitely sounds like he's on something.
For you to go around because you were.
You have stickers that are not.
When I made this turn, I was waiting for you to go by me because you were tailgating.
No, I wouldn't say tailgating.
Oh, you were tailgating.
Okay.
And that's okay because you can violate the.
That's creative use of the Baja Blasted emote.
law. Meanwhile,
There's not a ticket. There's not anything that says I can't tailgate you. There's no law for tailgating.
I don't believe you just said that, but I like that I got it on video because I need all that I can get.
That's fine. Interesting.
This guy's gotta be drunk or high or something.
Do you have a driver's license?
I do not have a driver's license. I'm just traveling.
Okay. Do you have any kind of ID on you at all?
I'm not about to. We can go right to court if that's what it takes. This is not going anywhere good. I can tell you that.
Well, why are you making it like that?
Because I believe that you're violating my constitutional rights as well as.
Which one?
Didn't you take an oath to uphold the Constitution, all the federal laws that uphold the Constitution? Why can't you let me say one?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Didn't you take an oath to uphold the Constitution and all the federal laws that uphold the Constitution?
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind if I go through my notes here and pull out some federal laws for you?
No, we're
No,
not getting into that right now.
Okay. Well, call the superiors because I'm in no violation and you are, and I know it. First of all, what's your cause? Who's my victim? What did I do?
All right, so back there, that four-way stop.
Uh-huh.
You rolled through it. Yeah, calm. So you did not stop for that. Your tires did not come to a complete stop. That's for sure. Okay, and then you come up here. You put your blinker on first. Take it off.
I was warning you I'm turning. I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to do that. I was warning you I'm turning.
That's suspicious to me. And then you get in the opposite lane of travel with your signal on. You don't stay in your lane of travel to turn down this road. And
This guy's here.
you have
It was all safe. It was all safe.
You have stickers on your rear windshield that you're not supposed to have. Only 2 stickers you're supposed to have are those 2. So there are 3 things you did wrong.
This is all according to the law within the
Why are you
driving
being
for
like, show me
commerce.
your ID.
Driving for commerce. If I show you my ID, you're going to tell me I've got a driver's license and I don't. That's another thing, the standing.
So you don't have a driver's license?
You'll claim I have a driver's license according to my name. I'm telling you I don't have a driver's license.
Why are you,
The graph is of the Dunning-Kruger effect, someone asked. The Dunning-Kruger effect basically says that the less knowledgeable you are in a topic, you'll often have higher confidence than you should. Like a flat earther would also be up at the peak of this, and then as you learn more about a topic, you get less confident because you not only know what you know what you don't know, and obviously there's a lot more that you don't know about a topic than you know about a topic when it comes to just about anything, unless you're a literal expert. So that's what that is.
if you have a license, what is the big deal?
I don't have a driver's license.
What do you have? What do you consider it?
It's not me and current.
40107. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know why you're making this difficult. Like I said, I don't have to write you any tickets, but
You will.
you're kind of, you're kind of making me want to. So, what is your name?
That's you. I don't believe that you're in your right to ask me that. I know that you're not, but I can't prove it to you because you won't let me get my notes out that says this.
The cops can, in a traffic stop you and ask for your ID. And you're required to give it to them.
I've got federal law. I've got proof, evidence of what you're supposed to be doing.
You're just being stubborn. You know these things.
No, I know what I know.
We're the police, and you know we're allowed to do that.
No. That's where we have a disagreement. You
Why?
think you have authority over me that you don't.
You're driving.
I am not driving. I'm not driving.
You're operating a motor vehicle.
I can do that according to the Black's Law and the federal court rulings.
Study the Black's Law.
you don't go to court. You don't go to court. You've got this book and you've got this conditioning that people are telling you how you're supposed to be treating the public.
And that's what you should be following as well.
No, I have to follow the Constitution.
What is your name? Are you the owner of this vehicle?
What I don't get about them when they say they need to follow the Constitution, a lot of them seem to only want to follow the Constitution and literally no other laws outside of that. But the thing is, I feel like they haven't even read the Constitution, because the Constitution literally lays out how the legislature should be set up, and it gives them the authority to make laws. So if you're saying, I follow the Constitution, de facto, you have to say that I am agreeing to the laws that have been passed by legislatures, both state and federal. Like, you can't follow the Constitution and ignore all the laws that come out of it based on the authority granted to the legislative branch of the government. Like, you can't do that. Antipodian Squid, can you post a link? Sure. As long as it's, you know, not something awful. I mean, this is awful. I mean, you know what I mean. As long as it's not like pornography or extreme violence, go for it. Antipodian Squid, a heap of the anti-maskers here in Melbourne have been arrested, fined, etc., instead of getting warnings purely for refusing to provide their names and details and causing further obstruction issues. Honestly, cops should just be walking up to people without masks in areas where they have to and handed them tickets. No questions asked. You probably need their name. But once you get the name, no arguing, nothing, here's your ticket. Wear a mask.
Again, you had some...
Or copyright, yeah, I can't show copyrighted stuff on stream.
You bought this, you traded it for labor, and then you let your friend borrow it, and now it's yours again?
I'm not doing this. I'm requesting that you bring your superiors so that we can talk some common...
Daddy Sume with 10 bits. I'm getting in bed I'll still be around, but I won't be paying attention to chat. Also, you should really think about your wording. You just gave me permission to rickroll you and post any links I want that weren't lewd. I hope you have a good evening, Daddy Sume.
Common sense, some law. They're on their way, right?
Technically, this video is copyright. Yeah, but the way I'm using it falls under fair use. Like, if I'm just, like, especially if it's like a movie clip or a song or something, more difficult to justify that, unless I'm literally reviewing something. And even then, it's contextual. It's contextually dependent. See what this link was. Ugh. I'm still having, like, weird gas issues from the nausea I had earlier. Where was the link? I just saw it. This part of the chorus from this song could be fun for your soundboard. Oh, I can't play this. It's a Madonna song. I definitely can't play that. And I definitely can't use it for a soundboard. Every video I use the sound effect in would get dinged for copyright. Not necessarily a strike, but I do put these on YouTube. And if I have a copyrighted thing in there, like a song or a movie clip or something, then the person who owns that clip will monetize the entire video for themselves, even if it's like a 5-second clip in an hour-long video. It's very annoying. It's very, very annoying.
So, police are talking about the driver's license, which I won't listen to them. I'm trying to talk law. They're not trying to hear it. So I'm getting out my notes. And not finding them quickly enough. Got him now.
Ah,
It's got some relatable court rulings, but this goes back to the foundation of the United States and the original Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and all that crap.
Are you really big into that, or?
the Declaration of Independence, while it's a very cool historical document, is not a legal document in the sense that it's the foundation of American law like the Constitution is. In court, you would not cite the Declaration of Independence because it's not legally binding in any way. It's just like a nice document that's like, hey, here's why we're seceding from the UK, you know?
I am into freedoms. Freedom of travel. We're not supposed to be taxed to use the highways and roadways unless we're doing so.
Roadways that have a foot of snow on them, so
There, back in the early days, there were no.
it's not the early days.
Yeah, I know that we're in different times and things.
What if you're in a British court? No. The Declaration of Independence isn't a legal document for anyone. It was literally just a letter that, like, the Continental Congress signed that said, hey, England, King George, friendo, we're breaking up. Okay? That's what the Declaration of Independence was.
Need to shift just a little bit.
Again, that's your opinion.
Pardon me?
That's your opinion.
What about the Magna Carta? The Magna Carta is cited by a lot of UK sovereign citizens, as it was the foundational document for their constitutional monarchy.
We have that, and then we have the court
You
rulings.
go to like a class, you just Google a bunch of stuff. You have like
Oh,
a group,
geez,
you call it, like,
a bunch of studies in law.
you got, like, a
Okay,
bunch of people
what
that
is a
go to-
driver? A driver, according to Black's Law Dictionary,
The one from 1930, not the most up-to-date version, and he's gonna read this wrong anyway. Daddy Sume, hey King George friendo, eat a dick, we secede. Yeah, I think that's verbatim. That's basically it. John Hancock was like, fuck yeah. Eat it, George.
Black's Law?
Black's Law Dictionary is how the federal court rulings are founded on the definitions by Black's Law Dictionary.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Someone posted earlier, and I didn't read it, that, like, the court has found that Black's Law Dictionary can be used as, like, a secondary legal resource. But it's not... It's not the foundation of legal rulings, right?
Dictionary. When employed in conducting a coach, carriage, wagon, or other vehicle with horses, mule, or other animals, or a bicycle, tricycle, or motor car, though not a street railroad car. See Davis versus Prechenvec. It gets into details. Prechen motor car with horses. Law Dictionary. When employed in
conducting does not mean you're being paid to do it. Employed in conducting literally means you are operating the vehicle.
a coach, carriage, wagon, or other vehicle with horses, mule, or other animals, or a bicycle, tricycle, or motor car, though not a street railroad car. See Davis versus Prechenvec. It gets into details. Even a bicycle. If I were to deliver a package to your mom on a bicycle, then you can hold me accountable to the highway laws according to the New York State Department of Motor Vehicles and the federal law rulings all about the driver's license. Driver's license aside, because I'm not driving, traveling. That's what I'm doing. The right of a citizen. The right of a citizen to travel.
What was that? What is with the random loud noises in this video?
Upon the public highways to transport
why
his
do you have a
property,
valid New York State license if you're only? Why did you go through
They're
the
on-
troubles of having all that?
either by carriage or by automobile, is not a mere privilege with which a city may prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which he has under the right to life, liberty, and a pursuit of happiness. This is a ruling. Here's the numbers.
The ruling that he's citing, we've looked at on the stream before. First of all, it wasn't a Supreme Court ruling, at least not the federal Supreme Court. It was a state Supreme Court ruling, and the case was about a town, and this was early on, you know, when the laws about vehicle licensing were still something that were being, you know, carved out. Motor vehicles were still a relatively new thing at the time. And in this town, this was before all states took over licensure for vehicles. Nowadays, like, if you're in a state, that state handles the licensing. But earlier on, communities, villages, towns, what's the word I'm looking for? Districts, whatever, counties, parishes, if you're in the South, they would handle licensing for vehicles. And what happened was, in this specific town that this case was about, the sheriff of the town was the one who was responsible for giving driver's licenses to people, and it was found that this sheriff was doing so more or less arbitrarily. Like, oh, my friend Frank, I like Frank. Frank, have a driver's license. Oh, that's Carl. I hate Carl. Carl, you can't have a driver's license. And the court found that you can't do that. You cannot arbitrarily stop people from using the roads and getting licenses. However, that same court case, he's not reading this part because it flies directly in the face of what he's trying to say. He's cherry-picking this ruling. The ruling also says, however, counties and states can make tests for driver's licensing. They just cannot be arbitrary in nature. Like, they can test your skill and knowledge of road laws and how to drive on the road, and that is fine as long as it applies to every individual equally. Okay? So that ruling literally says, you cannot arbitrarily decide you get a license, you don't, you do, you don't, you don't, you don't, you do, you do. However, you can have a test where the standard is the same for everyone, and they take the test and you either pass or you fail, and that determines whether you get the license, which is what we have today in the United States.
So you believe in that, but why do you
Case
still have
law.
a valid
I believe in case law and the Constitution.
But you still have a valid...
Tucker White 94, I love sovereign citizen Fs who pull random laws out of their ass. Anyone can do it. For example, according to the lyric Derp de Derp in the song Derp by Sex Abacus, I'm legally entitled to apprehend all your gold. That's true. Sex Abacus. There's a lot of legal stuff in there.
driver's license.
We're not talking about a driver's license.
Well, why would you have that? I feel like you're going against what you believe if you have that then.
I didn't tell you that I'm anybody.
Why are all these random noises happening? Is it just this guy's phone notifications are super obnoxious and they're getting picked up by the mic like when he gets a text message? I'm guessing that's what it is.
I mean, it's like you're trying to get the best of both worlds. It's not.
You really follow that.
Yeah, you're not getting.
This video is almost done, by the way. I know the noises are annoying.
You're not really, giving it 100%. You're kind of.
This is
You're cheating on the black law with the
January 12, 2000. This is recent court rulings. U.S. Supreme Court ruling.
That's 18 years ago. That's not recent.
That's very recent in the.
To a sovereign citizen, that's recent because most of the laws they cite are from almost 100 years ago.
The involvement of these rights.
It's definitely in the editing. I don't know then. I don't know why they did that.
Funny about the tools of capitalism.
Tucker White 94. What does he hope to accomplish, be it arguing with the cops or filming his dumbassery? He thinks he's right. He's filming it because he thinks he's right, and he thinks he can show this in court, and the judge will be like, haha, you were right the whole time. You were just traveling, my friend. Have a good day.
Rights that we have as travelers to not have to.
Alright, so again, it just seems like you're doubling back on the black law if you have a valid New York State driver's license. So you're abiding by that.
I'm not telling you that I have a license. I'm not operating under the authority.
This is easy for us.
I'm not operating under a license. I'm traveling, not driving. Do you understand?
Why would you have a New York State driver's license?
I'm not driving. I'm traveling.
Again, why would you have a New York
I'm
State
telling you I don't have a license.
You do.
Oh my god. Whoever put this noises in, I hate you.
You owe 13 conviction in 2015. Not you?
The activity license by the state DMVs. They've turned the lights off.
Frustrating. These people are incredibly frustrating. Okay. That's the end of this video.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
Tucker White
capitalism.
94. Welp, I'm convinced. I could use this man's reasoning next time I pulled over for speeding. I'm sure that'll work out for you.